Hi everyone, Jill here, aka Tired Mama. Welcome to the farm. So I just got out of the shower and yesterday we had a Friendsgiving. I was in the kitchen cooking all day. I was so exhausted because I'd also been cooking all weekend when we were out of town. So my house is a mess, and I'll be honest, I had this great video thought out. I had plans, I had all the things, and I'm sitting here and I'm writing out my newsletter to go out tomorrow, and it's a moment of being super reflective. And it was a moment I had yesterday while I was in the kitchen cooking, and I sat there and I was cooking and I had my kids running in and out, tying on aprons. I had Nathan coming in about every 5 seconds asking me how he could help me. And I just sat there and I paused and I started getting really emotional, if I'm being honest. And I thought, Lord, I remember as a kid desiring to be a mother so bad. And I would pray, God, all I want to be when I grow up is a mama. And I prayed for a sweet husband for many years, and I prayed for a small little farm in the country with a lot of animals. And here I was standing in my kitchen with my kids running around like crazy, with my sweet husband coming in every 5 seconds asking how he could serve me. We had friends gather at our table, and I lit the candles, and I was just so filled up with gratitude. And I looked out my kitchen window and I could see the sheep, I could see the goats, I could see the pigs, and like my heart just swelled up, you guys, because I was so stinking thankful. And what I realized is that it's easy to get on social media and those little squares and you're posting the highlights. It's easy for me to get on here and have planned out vlog content, but the reality is my house is a mess and I'm still thankful. I'm a mess, right? I just climbed out of the shower, my hair's wet, I got my slippers on, like, Mama's a mess. But I prayed for so many years to be a homemaker and to be a farmer and to get to live a life of intentionality and sustainability. And I'm living and walking out everything I had ever dreamed and hoped and prayed for the better part of my life. And so today there's no fancy thought through vlog. Like, I am just going to share with you guys my life as a homemaker, as a wife, as an entrepreneur, as a mom. And I'm going to embrace it. And I'm going to hope that you guys embrace it too. It can be messy. You can look a mess and still show up. Your house can be dirty and you can still extend an invitation for someone to come in. And I really hope that this just kind of breaks those borders down of having to live this perfect manicured life, because that's not what it is. The reality is that's not what it is at all. So we're gonna go do dishes and we're gonna normalize that. My house is a mess and nobody's gonna judge me, and if you do, I'm gonna question if you're my people anyways, and it's gonna be okay. So y'all are gonna hang out with me while I do the dishes. You're probably gonna hear my kids being kids in the background, and that's okay. Nate's gonna come home, we're gonna feed some animals, and we're really just gonna highlight the value of a homemaker. So I talked to a lot of people, y'all, and I personally do not feel like the homemaker gets valued enough. And if you're at home and you're in your kitchen with your dirty apron, you've got flour all over the place, you're valuable. If you're sitting on the couch reading to your kids, doing a craft at the dinner table, you're valuable. If you're a husband who's worked all day and you came home and you're helping do laundry, you are valuable. I really have just felt the strong conviction of like highlighting this intentional way of living, this simple, slowed down way of living, and that you don't have to highlight the latest and greatest that you got. If you are showing up and you are doing dishes for your family, you have value. If you're cooking a home-cooked meal from food that you grew or raised or supported a local business or a local farm, you guys, that's valuable. We have to rally around each other. We have to teach our kids that these are the things that hold weight. These are the things that are character building, that make us good people. Not the fanciest car we drive or the biggest house we live in, but how we steward our relationships, one, within our home, and then two, how we steward those relationships within our community as well. So this is nothing fancy, you guys. I'm in my PJs, but we're about to get busy cleaning up this dirty kitchen. right, guys, just like that, I've got a pretty semi-clean kitchen. My point of this video is I know many of you guys are gonna be in your kitchen tomorrow. You're gonna be slaving over a hot stove. You're gonna be, you know, trying to make the pumpkin pie and the green bean casserole, and you're gonna be trying to entertain and make sure your house looks good. I get it, I get it. I have also just been doing this. But I know sometimes when we get caught up in making sure the candles are lit and the turkey's hot and the green bean casserole is perfect, we forget how valuable we are. We forget that our family wouldn't be able to sit down over the, you know, dining room table and fellowship if it wasn't for the food that we slaved on all day in the kitchen. And so I know as a mom and as a homemaker, sometimes I forget how valuable my role is, because sometimes I feel like I do the same task over and over again. They're redundant. Sometimes they're boring. Sometimes I just don't enjoy doing them. But then I have opportunities where I'm able to realize how special and how wonderful of a job I've been given. And it brings me back to a season of gratitude and thankfulness. So tomorrow, while you all are in the hustle and bustles of maybe preparing for a Thanksgiving feast, maybe you're spending time with family and you're just getting to enjoy that feast, make sure you take a moment to tell someone how thankful you are for them, to tell them how valuable they are in the role that they play in your life. I know yesterday, having Nathan and my kids tell me over and over again how thankful they were for the feast that I prepared for them, it made it all worth it. It made the messy kitchen and the achy back at the end of the day so worth it. And I really hope that this video causes anyone who watches it to stop and pause and really see the value of the homemaker, really see the value of intentional living. Yes, you're gonna have a messy kitchen cooking from scratch, but my goodness, you know, when your ingredients are literally harvested from your backyard, grown and raised on your farm, and prepared in your kitchen with love, they do taste so much better. You're able to tell a story, you're able to really understand how thankful you are for a meal in a whole nother light. Having raised it, having grown it, having sowed the seeds and harvested it, it takes on more weight. It has a lot more meaning. And so I just want to say happy Thanksgiving a day early from my family to yours, and we are so incredibly thankful for you.